Good morning. My name is Raluca, and this is my colleague Mo. And your names are?
Raquel,
And my name is Theo.
Okay. Where are you from, Raquel?
I'm from Avila.
And you, Theo?
I was born in Romania, but I've been living here since I was 7.
Okay, thank you. First, we'd like to know something about you. Theo, are you a very busy person? What keeps you busy?
Oh, totally. I'm a very busy person. I like to keep busy all the time. I'm working now, and I'm preparing an English exam at the same time. So in the mornings, what I used to do is preparing my English exam. Then I go to work, and then when I come back from work, I used to do some workouts. So I take advantage of all my free time.
Thank you. Raquel, what is your favorite season?
My favorite season is winter because I love the cold temperatures, and I'm from Avila, so in Avila where the temperature in winter is really cold. And I love that because I can stay at home with the fireplace, and I can stay with my friends at home and see a good movie. So yeah, my favorite
Thank you.
season is winter.
Theo, what do you think you'll be doing this time next year?
Hopefully, being in another country, working in another place, like a better company, and being more active. I don't know, and without COVID, hopefully.
Okay. Raquel, have you got a hobby? What do you like about it?
Yeah, I have different hobbies. The hobbies that I most like is the sport, different type of sports. I love boxing and I love go running. But apart of that sports and that hobbies, I also love to read because I think that is really funny and you can learn a lot of thanks to the books. So yeah, that are my hobbies.
Okay, thank you. In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you 2 photographs. I'd like you to talk about your photographs for about a minute, and also to answer a question about your partner's photographs. Raquel, it's your turn first. Here are your photographs. They show children doing different sports. And I'm going to share the screen. Okay. I'd like you to compare the photographs and say how much you think they are enjoying the experience, all right?
Okay. So both pictures are not really different because in both pictures there are people practicing different type of sports. In the first one is a girl, maybe with her father or his teacher, and maybe she is learning how to play tennis. Meanwhile, in the second one, there are a group of maybe teenagers skating, maybe in their cities. Yeah, they seem that they are having a really good time because maybe they are friends and they spend time together. And meanwhile, in the first picture, the girl seems to be excited and happy for her lesson. So yeah, maybe that is what they are enjoying about.
Thank you. Theo, do you like playing or watching tennis?
I like playing tennis. It's different than watching it. I prefer doing that sport rather than watching that sport. It happens with tennis, and other sports as well.
Thank you. Now, Theo, here are your photographs. They show people taking photos in different situations.
Okay.
I'd like you to compare the photographs and say why the people might think it is important to take these photos. All right?
So both pictures show some people taking pictures, and they're a little bit different because in the first case, there is a professional photographer. It looks like it's a professional photographer taking pictures of landscape and taking pictures to the different part of the mountain. However, in the second picture, there's a family reunion. It looks like they're all together there, and probably one of the family member is taking the picture, or it could be a professional photographer as well. It could be both situations. I believe it's important to take pictures in both cases because you want to remember that situation afterwards. Or in the first example, in the first picture,
Thank you. Raquel, do you like taking photos of people?
Yes, I do. I like taking photos of people, especially if the people is my family or my friends, and I think that is really important when we are in a celebration or in a birthday or in Christmas, because this way we can have a remember of this situation.
Okay, thank you. Now, I'd like you to talk about something together for about 2 minutes. Here are some situations in life when people might need advice and a question for you to discuss. First, you have some time to look at the task. Now, talk to each other about how helpful a friend's advice might be in these situations.
Okay. Well,
okay. No, start, please.
I believe it's very important to have a friend's advice when a problem with a relationship happens. For example, in my case, whenever I have some argument with a girlfriend, I go and talk to a friend and explain him the situation. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that is really important in that situation. And I think that it's really important as well in different situations like problems finding a job. In this case, your friend can give some good advice of how can you find a job easily. What do you think?
Totally. I had a good experience with that, and she helped me finding a job, so it's absolutely true. And some more not very important things as worrying about the way you look. I believe that if you are with the group of friends, you go outside, hang out, and you always are asking, like, how do I look like? Isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that it's not as important as in the other situation. It's like, you're always asking your friend how do you look, but it's not really important. And also moving to a new home, I think that that's a different situation, and it's more important than worrying about the way you look, because maybe you need advice or you need help. So what do you think?
Yeah, they may know someone that maybe a seller, or they have another friends that you can be connected to that friend and have maybe a cheaper house, or their opinion.
Thank you. Now you have about a minute to decide in which situation you think a friend's advice would be the most helpful.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay,
What?
so shall I start? Yeah. Okay, so I think that the most helpful could be when a friend gives you some advice of in the problems in a relationship. I think that is the most personal situation, and it's when you need your friend. And what
Exactly.
do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that because it's very helpful. You know, it's a close friend, and it's important to you, whatever he or she says, and it can really help you.
Exactly. So let's agree on this.
Hey,
Uh,
teacher. Are you teacher?
do we have more time? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What do we have to do?
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
what happened there?
Um, so, Theo, who would you
Yes.
turn to for advice if you had a problem?
Well, honestly, I will tell my sister. She's a second mother to me, and she knows me um, even more than I know myself, I believe. And always talk to her. She will always understand me, and that's why I'm always talking to her when I have any kind of problem.
Okay. Remember, this is something you have to do together.
Oh,
So,
Oh,
Raquel, you can pop in the conversation whenever you like.
okay. So yeah, your answer is really good. In my case, I don't have any brothers and sisters. So in my case, when I need an advice, I ask to my friends or to my family, my parents, my father, my mother, or my grandparents. But yeah, your answer is really interesting.
yeah, I'm lucky. I have that sister. I mean, I well, but you know, I believe we're closer, my sister and I. But if I didn't have a sister or a brother, I would be looking for like some close friend and talk to him and ask him, you know, because there are things that I can ask
Thank
to my sister.
you. Raquel, do you think young people are better able to deal with problems than older people?
Obviously, everything depends on the situation, or it depends on the problem. I think that all people, or for example, your parents or adults, they know how to deal with problems in a better way than us, the young people, because obviously we don't have the necessary experience for knowing how to solve different problems. And for this reason, is I think that it's really interesting to know different point of views. Obviously, for your different point of view of your family, or your teachers, of the people. But yeah, I think that it's really necessary to have the experience for solve different situations. What do you think, Theo?
Well, it depends on the age of that people are we talking about, because if they are, as you said, as you says as you say, if they are very young, they don't have that experience. But if they are in their 20s, they may, I mean, that may be a good age, because they can, I believe they can adapt better to new situations. um, like all people or like very adult people, they have a mindset in their head, and they can think like out of the box. So they will always have the same idea and the same opinion about certain things. But if like younger people in their 20s, for example, 25, whatever, they can I don't know, use a different perspective about a situation, and like give you different answers. you know.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of the test.
there we go.
Muy
Whoa.
bien.
15:00. Nos hemos pasado un poco de tiempo, ¿eh?
Okay, how much time is it? I mean,
15
14
minutes.
minutes. 15 minutes.
It's supposed to be in between 14 and 15, so well, but if we do it 14, it's even better. Okay, first I would like to know stuff about how you felt, and then I tell you, okay? First of all, this is a very ideal situation, okay? Because you are both good candidates, and this is a very ideal situation. This can happen, this cannot happen.
Yeah.
We don't know, but of course you are ideal candidates because you are my student both. So
Obviously.
so how did you feel, Theo?
I feel a little bit nervous, to be honest. It's easier when I'm doing it with you than with a third person, like a more realistic situation. So I felt a little bit nervous, but after maybe 4 minutes, I felt quite normal.
Yeah, I think at the beginning you felt nervous because it's like, okay, I need to know how to like get into it. But once you also have with Rach like the contact, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I get her, she gets me, so it's easier.
And it's a very good example, like talking to each other. I believe it helps a lot, because tomorrow we will talk to another people, but since we've done it today, it's going to be the same thing.
Exactly. Okay, Rach, what about you?
I'm nervous, but yesterday I was really nervous too. So it's because tomorrow is my exam, so I'm nervous in all the situation. I think that was really interesting because this way I feel more relaxed now, because it's like, okay, I don't have to speak all the time. It's like I can relax because while he's talking, I can relax, and after that we can talk together. So yeah, I think that is really good, because now I'm more. I know better how to deal with the time, and it's like, okay, I know how to deal with that. So
it was very good in the first part. You both answered quite precise, it's like bam bam bam, ciao. That's what you have to do in the first part, because it's a question. I want to get to know you. So it's like, Theo, I was born in Romania, but I live in Madrid. Good, man. Where do you blah blah? There. So I know you were nervous because I know you both. So Rach, you were at the beginning, you're like speaking a lot, and Theo the opposite. Theo, when he's nervous, like and
Yeah, I have to be. Yeah, I have to talk faster. Is what I'm.
No,
I'm
you
writing.
don't have to talk faster. No. You just have
Or
to
think
say the information that you have to say. Okay, it's like I need to say this. It doesn't matter if you speak faster or slower.
Okay.
Okay, so first part was quite okay. Second part, fine. Both, because as I told you yesterday, Rach and Theo, I told you, like, in the second part you lose time if you repeat the question again, and it's like you have to compare the pictures and then you link the answer to the question. So you have done that both, so that's fine. The third part was amazingly good, because it's very complicated. I mean, because I've done it with you both, and we have never talked about the 5 topics in the timing, and you have talked about the 5 topics. And again, you have skipped from one to another without saying, so what do you think about when people are blah blah? No, you have skipped from one to another, and you have linked it, I think, pretty well.
Perfect.
And yeah, and the last one is fine, because in the end it's something like more personal, and you intervene. So like what you say, Rach, well, I don't have any brothers and sisters, but for me, my family or my grandma, it's whatever.
So the last part is between the 3 of us as well, or just her and I?
I'm not in the test at any point. I just
Okay.
the examiner is just there to give you the like the questions, and that's it, and to play with this toy.
So after after the 5 point, we have to talk to each other as well, right? Like the last part of the speaking.
Yeah, the last part is collaborative as well.
Okay.
But